Donnie and Dolly. The team is supported by ableauctions.ca. Closing your business? We can help.
Scores again. Knocked it back at center. Earl Thompson to Sittler. Sittler over the line. Going right in. Has done it. He's beaten Rocket Richard's record. 9 points in a game. 5 goals, 4 assists. Into Darryl Sittler. Sittler first goal. Incredible. An amazing goal.
Wow. Brian Glennie, Earl Thompson in there.
Earl Thompson.
The good old days.
Love
and here we
those.
are waxing eloquent, praising a member of the Toronto Maple Leafs, but 37, what was it, anniversary?
47.
47 years ago today, Darryl Sittler's 10-point game. Why we're talking about it, I'm not sure. But several players have had 8 points since then. The record is 10. It still stands. Gretzky and Lemieux are in there. Trottier, Paul Coffey, I remember.
Yeah.
One Canuck, one former Canuck, wasn't playing with the Canucks at the time, was playing for Edmonton. Sam Gagner.
Sam Gagner.
8-point game.
Oh, I remember the 8-point game. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. We got Craig? Yeah.
We got Craig.
We got Craig. Okay. We're joined now, as we are always on a Tuesday, by TSN Scouting Director Craig Button. Craig, thanks for doing this, sir. How are you? You ready to talk?
Really good. Oh, I'm ready to talk. When am I not ready to talk? You know?
Exactly.
I'll tell you this, Rick, I was going to wear a nice floral shirt for you today, but that would have just been showing up yesterday's guest. And I said, I'm not going to do that. I'll wait till next week.
Oh, you're talking about Woodley.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kevin. I'm talking about Kevin.
Yeah.
I think Kevin was trying to curry favor. I don't think that
Hey, Craig, we just showed because it's the 37th or 47th anniversary, and who doesn't celebrate a 47th anniversary of Darryl Sittler's 10-point night? What do you remember?
I don't know. I remember as it was. I mean, it was a game on TV,
Yep.
and I don't know if it was color or black and white. It was definitely SD. And you know, my grandfather was a huge Toronto Maple Leafs fan, like huge, massive, and he loved everything about the Maple Leafs. And you know, and if I recall, it was more him talking about it after the fact and how great it was and what a great player Sittler was, and you know, and you think about it, and remember, you know, how it all unfolded. I mean, I don't know if that would even unfold in today's game, because a player might get the 7 points and then you're just kind of not playing. You're playing your fourth line. You're not given an opportunity. The benches weren't as deep. You know, the game didn't have as much focus with respect to, you know, you can't do that. And I think Sittler just got going here. What's fascinating to me is reading about how he changed his pregame meal. But the fact that he changed his pregame meal that day led to 10 points. But I'm going to guess that he kept doing that pregame meal and that routine, but he never got 10 points again in a game. So I wonder how many other times he changed it up.
What was the meal? I'm putting you on the
He
spot.
said he stopped at Swiss Chalet.
Oh, okay.
Oh, really?
Very
He
Toronto.
said he ate it in his car before he went home for his nap. Yeah, he said he ate it in his car before he went home to have his nap. And so he was changing up his routine a little bit. So I don't know if this is going to lead a lot of people reading to that we're picking up Swiss Chalet drive-through, eating it in my car, and then I'm going for my nap.
Yeah. The police officers, that car seems to be a little bit out of. Don't worry, it's Darryl Sittler eating chicken. Leave him alone. Hey, Craig, we just had Zach Benson on our show from the Winnipeg Ice, kid from Chilliwack, projected to be top 5, top 10 draft pick. What's he going to do at the pro level?
Well, I think he's going to be terrific. I love Zach. I love the way he plays. And, you know, he reminds me so much of Patrick Kane in these ways. He's got great creativity. He's got imagination. He's got, I always said this about Patrick Kane. He's got the guts of a cat burglar. You know, he's going to hold that puck, and you think he's going to give it up. He gives it up when he's ready to give it up. And I think Zach has a lot of those qualities. He's quick in space. He's quick to get in and get out. He plays the game on his terms. Zach doesn't get overwhelmed physically because he doesn't allow himself to get overwhelmed physically. He gets in on a puck, gives it up, gets it back, gets in and around the net. He creates chances. He creates opportunities for others and for himself. He's a great competitor. And the other thing about Zach that I absolutely love about him is he's got this kind of devilish smile that makes you think, oh, look at this smaller player. He's a killer. He's going to take the puck. He's going to take the opportunity to slay the opponent. That's how he plays the game. I think he's fantastic. I think that he's got a bright, bright future in the NHL.
Craig, Jonathan Lekkerimäki, foot injury yesterday at practice. He's done for the season. Boy, this kid's last 12 months, foot injury, concussion, mono. You know what happens. People writing him off already. He's only 18. Craig, it has been a tough year for the kid. It really has. But you know what? He's young enough. He could still turn it around. Do you agree?
Absolutely, I agree. I mean, one of the things that we have to keep in mind is, why do you draft a player? And in this case, Jonathan, you draft him for the skill and those qualities of play that he has. So has there been any diminishing of that? I've not seen that. He handles the puck well. He skates well. He thinks well. All those things are in place. And it's not like you're going back and you're watching Jonathan. You're going, oh, geez, maybe his skating isn't as good as I thought, or maybe his puck handling. Like all those things are evident. But when you start talking about the injuries he's had, mono, that depletes you. A concussion, how you recover from that and come back. And it's not just coming back and being free to play. It's also the confidence to take contact. Now you have a foot injury. These are things that we've seen happen to other players. And what I would suggest is that it's just another example of being patient with young players. And it's the maturation process. If it becomes a fundamental skill issue, well, then that's a different evaluation. But if it becomes an issue of just maturation, being patient, when he's 21, let's just wait and see where he's at till then. If these things start to continue, then you start to say, well, maybe he's injury prone, or maybe he has a tendency, maybe he can't handle things, which gives you even more reason to be patient. Because if he's not ready to handle physical rigors, just let him keep growing until he's ready to handle those things. But when I watch Jonathan play, I see no issues from a skill point of view, and a player that I think has a really bright future as an NHL player.
Craig, we're talking to you the first time since Bo Horvat signed the massive deal with the Islanders. Everybody is saying, wow, what a number. What were your thoughts when you heard what he got with the Islanders?
Well, last week when we talked about it, I said I'd be shocked if Lou didn't sign him long term. So, I felt that going into that, you're getting a feel for the parameters. I think there's a couple of things that you look at. I think one of the things, I don't know how much it's been talked about, but from my perspective, Lou Lamoriello, there's no signing bonus in this. Yes. So, the signing bonuses were put in there to be buyout proof. And I think for Lou to say, hey, listen, you know what? We're going to give you the money. We're going to give you the term. But if it reaches a point when you're 34 or 35 or whatever it is, and we don't feel there's value in there anymore, then we're going to have the opportunity to buy you out. He didn't limit him. He can save money at some point through that. I know there's cap implications and everything. So I like the fact that what Lou did. The other part of this too is when you look around the league and you start to see, where salaries are going, where productivity is. And I think that salaries are going up. This cap's going up. I mean, we've been in this flat cap environment for a number of years now, but the cap's going up. And I think that the instruction that the teams are getting from the league is that it's going to be a positive climate. So, that 8.5, in 3 years' time, it's going to be less of what your cap takes up. And I think that's where you look at it. Bo is an excellent skater. He's in great shape. I don't think there's any question that he can perform at a really good level for 5 years at the minimum. After that, we'll see what he can do. Lou touched on it. And let me be very clear. I know Lou exceptionally well. There is no way Lou came out and said, too much money, too many years. Trust me, Bo Horvat and Bo Horvat's representatives heard that long before the public did. Yeah. But Lou says, okay, I'm willing to give you that. Here's how I feel, but here's what we're going to do. I think that's how the no signing bonus ended up being part of it. He said, I'll give you that, but you're giving me this.
Yeah. If I'm the player getting too much money and too much term, I'm okay with that. And the same goes for the agent. Hey, Craig, last night in Newark, Devils beat the Canucks by a score of 5-4 in overtime. Man, Jack Hughes just stood out so much. I think 7th in the NHL scoring race. Just electrifies that building. Can we consider him, at the very least, on the verge of being called an NHL superstar?
I would call him a superstar. I think he's already there, Donnie. And it's interesting. So, Rick, you brought up Lekkerimäki, right?
Yep.
How old is Jack Hughes?
21, 22?
21.
He's going to turn 22 this year. Okay,
Yep.
22. Go back and look at Jack Hughes's first 2 years in the league. He got injured. He wasn't physically ready to handle things. He's the first overall pick. So they had him in the league, and he was there, and he was learning. And Jack's a very determined, studious player, and so he would learn from those experiences.
Yeah.
But we shouldn't be surprised that Jack Hughes finds himself here today, because now that maturation process has taken place, not just physically, but emotionally, mentally, understanding what the competition looks like. And so, like when you watched what he did at a younger age, he was a brilliant player. Just took him a little bit longer, and that's where patience becomes so important with these young players. And I'll even go to Nathan MacKinnon. Nathan MacKinnon came to the league as the first overall pick, won the Rookie of the Year at 18. It wasn't until his 5th year in the league that he took that jump to superstar status. And now we're looking at one of the very best players in the league. Be patient. The vast majority of players need more time, not less.
Okay, next time we have you on the show, it'll be the 38th anniversary of Daryl Sittler's 10.9. Actually, it'll be next week. What am I saying? Craig, thanks so much for this. We appreciate that.
Yeah, love being with you guys. Thanks.
Thanks so much.